as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. May I stay strong on your love all time. You're as sweet as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. I was just practicing while we were waiting.
That was the voice of Marine veteran and Nashville-headquartered singer-songwriter Sal Gonzalez, warming up a crowd gathered at the recent Rush Truck Center's event in Nashville, announcing the big winner of the quite expensive, final, only 2025 build of a Peterbilt 389. A 389X, to be exact, that Rush Truck Centers won the final 389 build slot for. That build slot was awarded after an auction among Pete dealers and was secured for $1.5 million. Peterbilt and Rush donated those proceeds then to Wreaths Across America and Truckers Against Trafficking, then held a sweepstakes delivering another $500,000 to the Wounded Warrior Project nonprofit. That's where songwriter Sal Gonzalez enters the picture. I'm Todd Dills, and this week on Overdrive Radio, we're going to hear Gonzalez's harrowing, moving story of losing part of his left leg in Iraq and returning home to pursue a songwriter's dream only to fall into an addictive pattern and seek out the support of Wounded Warrior Project. Likewise, get ready for a moving song Gonzalez wrote as a result of his subsequent work with the nonprofit, inspired by fellow veterans and his own experience. We'll hear, too, from Rush Enterprises CEO Rusty Rush, detailing the sweepstakes and its ultimate winner.
So, over the course of the sweepstakes, we had nearly 8,000 entries, but we can only have one winner, right? Today, I am happy to announce the winner of the last 2025 Peterbilt Model 389X. Today, I'm happy to announce Miss Jennifer Best of Shane Best Trucking out of Pryor, Oklahoma. Jennifer and her husband Shane.
Fitting for small fleet owners Jennifer and Shane Best in more ways than one. The 389X will add to their fleet of 17 Peterbilts doing dump work around their region, yet don't expect a lot of wear and tear on it. Here's Jennifer noting her initial reaction to the news that they'd won, delivered by close contacts of theirs at the Rush Truck Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You'll hear Shane Best speaking with her here, too.
I couldn't believe it. We thought it was a joke.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, the guys from Rush over there in Tulsa called, and I don't know. We just know them, and so we thought they were kidding with us, giving us a hard time.
Tell me, Shane was telling me a little bit about what you guys do, but how many trucks are in your business today?
We have about 17 trucks, and then, like I said, we have two sons, and Seth has a truck, and then our oldest has a few more trucks. So.
Okay. Are they running with your business, or are
yes.
they doing their
they
own?
have
They run their own trucks, their own insurance, but we all run the same jobs.
Yeah,
sure.
So they just kind of help out with us. The oldest is at home taking care of it right now.
Yeah, the company.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
somebody had to
My
stay.
family's done it. My dad was in trucking, her dad was in trucking, so
Right.
we're all
It's been a long time.
we're all truckers.
Cool.
We're gonna just turn into a show truck. Finish the back end out.
Not gonna work it though.
No, no.
That's
Cool.
keep it
Where-
around.
Where can we look forward to seeing the final results?
Probably one of the Joplin truck show. We live close to Joplin. The Four
Right.
States has a big one.
Yep.
That'll probably be the closest for us.
With any luck, Rush Tulsa will make quick work of back-end mods and more to complete the build, in well-timed enough for September 2025. Look for the best out of the Guilty by Association Truck Show in Joplin, Missouri, hopefully. On the other side of a break, we'll dive further into a special presentation with Rush Enterprises CEO Rusty Rush Peterbilt's Jason Skoog, and reps from the Wounded Warrior Project with Sal Gonzalez rounding things out with one moving, terrific song I'm happy to be able to share with you. So keep tuned.
Just hear those sleigh bells ringing, jing, jing, jingling. Okay, yeah, a little early for that, but not too early to get your engine ready for colder weather. Start treating now with Howe's Diesel Treat, so you're ready when those temps plummet. You see, using Diesel Treat at every fill-up will not only prevent gelling, but will add power and performance while keeping your fuel system clean and free of water. Learn more at houseproducts.com.
That's HOWES, houseproducts.com. Here's Rusty Rush, setting up the giveaway presentation with Peterbilt and sweepstakes beneficiary, Wounded Warrior Project.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rusty Rush, Chairman and CEO of Rush Enterprises. And thank you for joining us today. Super excited to be here in Nashville for the conclusion of our sweepstakes to announce our winner and also give a special presentation to our sweepstakes partner, the Wounded Warrior Project. That's so excited. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize some special guests who joined us for our announcement today. We have Jason Skoog, General Manager of Peterbilt Motor Company, there he is. Tommy Upson, Vice President of Marketing for Wounded Warrior Project. Jesse Carrazzo.
That would be Jesse Carzoli, in fact.
I'm close. I'm from Texas. What do you expect? You know? Associate Director of Corporate Partnerships for Wounded Warriors. And Sal Gonzalez, a true American hero and warrior speaker for WWP, who we'll hear from in a few minutes. Rush Truck Center secured the final Model 389 Peterbilt build slot with a winning bid of $1.5 million. Trust me, I remember it well. February dealer meeting, and Jason had come up with the idea to auction off the last 389 truck, right? And so, anyway, I somehow ended up purchasing it at that time for $1.5 million, beating out the rest of the dealer body. I was very rewarding to me personally to be able to do that. During our kickoff event at the Mid-America Truck Show in March, Rush Truck Centers and Peterbilt were happy to donate the full amount of that winning bid to two other charitable organizations, Truckers Against Trafficking and Reach Across America, to support the great work that they both do. After securing the last 389 build slot, we built the last 389. It is actually the only 2025 Model 389 South there. All the others were 2024, so it's obviously built in December. We held it over in January and made it 2025. This afternoon, not only are we announcing the lucky winner of our sweepstakes, but we're also presenting a check for another $500,000 to WWP for the proceeds from that sweepstakes, which will make a total of $2 million that we're going to donate to 3 different charities. Our company began, we've been in Peterbilt business since 1967, right? And we take great pride in being the largest Peterbilt. And there's no more truck that's more iconic and more part of trucking history than the Peterbilt Model 389. I'd like to invite Jason up there to say a few words in regards to this truck in particular, and also just a little history about the way it is.
Well, it's great to be with you all here today. You know, we started building that Model 389 in 2007, and there's over 100,000 Model 389s on the road today. It is an absolute part of our history. It is an iconic truck with a tremendous amount of heritage in it. When we came up with this idea to auction it off,
You came up with it, correct?
okay, I did it. It was me. But never in my wildest dreams did I think that one truck could raise $2 million for charity. And it's very moving to say that number. I mean, $2 million, one truck, $2 million for very deserving charities. And I can't say enough thanks to Rusty for his generosity and not even wanting to own the truck that he paid $1.5 million for.
Thank you, Jason.
And
I think I've been drinking that night.
well, I think we all might have been.
It was fun.
But, you know, being a part of that auction, just being a part of the auction and doing the auction, that was like one of the most highlights of my career, because just seeing the passion of the audience and all the dealers trying to outbid each other. And let me tell you, amongst the Peterbilt dealers, a little bit of ego out there, just a little bit. I know someone that had the biggest one. He also had the biggest checkbook that night. So that was fantastic, Rusty. And again, your generosity to create this sweepstakes and do more for charity is just fantastic. So, appreciate your partnership, and I appreciate your friendship.
Likewise.
Yeah. All right. So with that, I'll turn it over.
All right. Now we get to hand off the deserving, very much deserving Wounded Warrior Project. In total, for your help and generous support of a lot of folks in the industry, our sweepstakes generated another $500,000 in contributions to Wounded Warriors. I'd like to invite Tommy, Jesse, and Sal up to the podium for a special presentation.
Here, Rusty Rush presented a big novelty check to Wounded Warrior Project. Don't worry, he noted, I'll get you a smaller one. Then posed for pictures and the like, and shortly Jesse Carzoli offered a few words about the organization, instructive if you're not familiar with the nuts and bolts of just what they do.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Rusty. So I'm from our corporate headquarters in Jacksonville, Florida, and on behalf of all of our whole team at Wounded Warrior Project, I just want to say thank you so incredibly much. For a first-year corporate partner, this is unheard of, $500,000 to our organization. A lot of people know our logo, one warrior carrying another, but they don't know exactly what we do. So I'm just going to give you a little synopsis and then hand it over to the man of the hour. But we are a direct program and service provider for post-9/11 veterans who have been injured. Those are the visible and invisible wounds of war. And all of our programming, whether it's around mental health and wellness, financial health and wellness, physical health and wellness, or connection, is all centered around preventing suicide. So more injured veterans have returned home and taken their own lives and were actually killed in action. We experience it on a daily basis. It's a huge problem with this generation of veterans. And so I want to tell you guys, with this $500,000, we are going to be putting it directly into programs and services that matter so much to get warriors connected, out of isolation, with the support that they need so we can prevent suicide and so that we can help them thrive in this next iteration. And why donations from companies like yours are so important. We are one of the only large nonprofits that does not accept government funding. This is huge. The reason we do this is because we advocate on Capitol Hill for the needs of veterans. We were just very instrumental in the PACT Act, toxic exposure, burn pits over in Iraq and Afghanistan. A lot of injured veterans are returning home and they have stage 4 pancreatic cancer at 36. So we did legislation, but we don't accept government funding. So donations from individuals and from companies are so much more important to us. So I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Our whole team is so excited about this. We're going to get to work using these funds, and we thought no one better to share the impact of our programs and services than this gentleman right here, Sal Gonzalez. He's a tremendous friend, advocate. He lives in Nashville, which is a treat for all of us. He didn't have to travel far to be here, but Melinda, Gary, Rusty, your whole team, I just want to say thank you. We know how much hard work went into this. Thousands of teammates and community members and everything had a part in this. So thank you for hosting us and for everything. We're honored. And
So before I kick this shindig off, we have a tradition in the military. And that is whenever somebody goes above and beyond the call of duty in our own units, started with George Washington. Whenever an officer of his would do well on the field of battle or do well with his troops, he would give them a little extra something that turned into a challenge coin. And I'd like to present you with this challenge coin. So that's an awful, amazing thing that you've done. Thank you. So, I've been a dirty hippie musician my whole life. All I've ever wanted to do was play music and make people smile. And that all kind of changed on September 11th of 2001. I was in English class. Somebody walked in and said, "Hey, turn on the TV, something wild is happening." And I watched as the second plane hit the tower. Now, I know with a last name like Gonzalez, you can't tell that I'm of immigrant descent. It's okay to laugh. But both of my parents immigrated to this country. They met here, they fell in love here, they had me, they got married. Kind of wish those last two were flipped. But they instilled in me a real love for this country, not through like rhetoric and hey, you go America or anything like that, but just by showing me the difference between what was afforded to us here and what was afforded to our family back in Mexico. And so as soon as I was old enough, I raised my right hand on October 21st of 2003, and I joined the United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi, any Marines out there. And I went off to a place called Al Ramadi, Iraq. Anybody ever been? I don't recommend it. Now, I was a machine gunner with 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, the most decorated battalion in the Marine Corps, and I was in Iraq for 2 months. And in those 2 months, I got blown up 7 times. 6 of those times, they were doing good to scratch my paint or pop one of my tires, which made me kind of angry because I had to change the tires, and as you know, they're heavy. Not a lot of mechanics in here, I see. But on October 31st of 2004, for those of us who are counting, that's a year and 10 days after I enlisted, I got hit by the 7th bomb of that deployment, and it ripped through the rear left passenger door, injuring my assistant gunner, Kenny, hitting me in the leg, and unfortunately killing my lieutenant. His name was Matthew D. Lynch. He was from Long Island, New York. And I don't remember much about the day, to be totally honest. I'd been blown up a few times before that, so it kind of felt like I knew what I was doing. So when I woke up inside the Humvee, I was like, this is new. And I quickly tried to get back up to my gun to try and cover my Marines, and quickly realized that my left leg bent in a new direction and I was going to have a rough day. So I laid back down and I did what Marines do best. I let the Navy take care of me. And I'm here today because of that doc and those doctors. When I got home, I retired in 2005, and I kind of fell on hard times because the military is really good at teaching you how to fight wars. They're not really good at teaching you how to live life. And so I drank. I drank a lot to hide from any shame that I felt. I felt guilty for breathing because a lot of my friends had died over there. And here I was in Nashville, Tennessee, pursuing my dreams while my friends were still fighting and dying. And so I drank. I drank to hide from that pain until I got a phone call from Wounded Warrior Project. And I remembered them because in the hospital, they were the second people at my bedside after my parents were there. And I remembered that backpack they gave me and that shirt they gave me. And I said yes. I said no to many, many other phone calls, but I remembered that backpack and I said yes. I got on a bicycle with 40 other veterans and realized that I wasn't the special little snowflake I thought I was. That all of my friends were also going through these things and they didn't have the great excuse of trying to be a rock star. It's been almost 20 years since I've been injured, and this organization has been a part of my life quite literally every step of the way. Anytime our government dropped the ball on anything, which, let's face it, they do a lot, this organization stood up and handled it. So on behalf of me and several other thousands of warriors, I'd like to say thank you. I can tell you all the different things that this organization does, but 15 different programs, all free of charge to us. None of that really gives an impact like this story. I was in West Virginia giving a very similar speech on Veterans Day. And this student walked up to me and she said, my mom is a veteran and she wants to talk to you. And I said, okay. And this younger lady walked up to me and she told me about her 2 tours to Afghanistan, her tour to Iraq, and how her husband was a civilian and he didn't understand what she was going through. Her kids were teenagers and just nightmares. You know what I'm talking about. And she told me in no uncertain terms that she was going to try and end her life. And so I took her by the hand and I got her into a conference room and I got her on the phone with the suicide hotline and my friends at Wounded Warrior Project. We're 10 years removed from that point, and I'm happy to say that that little girl still has a mom to come home to. So that's what your money does, and thank you so much on behalf of me and all my friends for everything. I'd like to play you a song, if you don't mind. You guys heard me playing a little while ago. When I have captive audiences, I like to torture them. So I was at a benefit for a young man who had lost his father, and I was wearing shorts because I like attention. And this older veteran walked up to me. He had the full Vietnam veteran hat, the cut-off sleeves and everything. He shook my hand. And he said, son, thank you for your service. You're a hero. And something felt off as I was sitting there talking to this young man who had lost his father. I didn't really feel like much of a hero. So I went home and I wrote this. They threw him a party the day that he got home. Oh, they called him a hero, but he felt all alone. Surrounded by his family and all his friends but one. Oh, he lost him in that country to a buried roadside bomb. When his dad stood up and said, our hero has returned, he looked down at his scars and his purple heart and said, Dad, you know that hurts. 'Cause that told me to not sound grateful. 'Cause the good Lord knows I am for sparing me my life on the day he took my friend. But I still wish that I had gone with him. Maybe he even took his place. Oh, but destiny didn't lead me that way. So I'm not trying to say you're wrong, but heroes ain't the ones who make it home. He said Danny had a daughter that he'll never get to see. And I know that he was proud. He was only 23. They gave me this medal, pinned it on my uniform. This piece of tin don't mean a thing, no, if you can't bring them home. So I told me to not sound grateful, 'cause the good Lord knows I am for sparing me my life on the day he took my friends. But I still wish that I had gone with him. Maybe he even took his place. Oh, but destiny didn't lead me that way. So I'm not trying to say you're wrong, but heroes ain't the ones who make it home. Not sound grateful, 'cause the good Lord knows I am for sparing me my life on the day he took my friends. But I still wish that I'd gone with every day I take the lead. Oh, but destiny didn't lead me that way. So I'm not trying to say you're wrong. Thank you, folks. My name's Sal Gonzalez. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Here's a big thanks to Sal Gonzalez for the song. Hardly a dry eye in the room, I'll say. It's called, simply, Heroes. Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project via the organization's website. I'll post a link to it in the show notes, likewise to our story where you can read about the Rush Peterbilt sweepstakes, winning small fleet owner Shane Best Trucking, and more. Find those links wherever you're listening. Overdrive Radio is on Spotify and SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, Overdrive's Facebook page, and any listening platform. Really. Leave us a review there if you're enjoying these, and big thanks in advance for that. You can also find all of them at overdriveonline.com/overdrive-radio. Overdrive Radio is a production of Overdrive, the voice of the American trucker. It's edited and produced by me, Todd Dills, with the acoustic guitar and other support of trucker-songwriter Long Haul Paul Marhofer. The theme is Legend of the Snake Man by Marhofer, featuring the guitar work of Travis the Snake Man himself, Whammick, Terry Two Socks Richardson on bass, keys by Tishomingo Jim Whitehead, and on drums, Andrew Marshall. The podcast is backed up further by Overdrive's own social media coordinator Jasmine Campbell, news editor Matt Cole, executive editor Alex Lockey, and video editors Lawson Rudisell and Andrew Gwynn. See you next week.